I spent 6 months doing kind of pitch training for loads of different businesses, actually, design agencies, PR agencies, ad agencies, and this research company called System One. So for about 6 months, I was basically doing business development for other people, and secretly quite enjoyed it, actually. But the interesting moment came, and this will bring us back to the podcast. The pitch training went really well. I love pitching. I mean, you and I did some great pitches together. Yeah. I learned so much of you and how you did it, and I enjoy it as a kind of a bit of a game. It's like a game, isn't it?
I think you've got to treat it as that, because
I know
the pressure's there. Therefore, you've got to plan hard, fight easy. As
totally. And I think there's a lot more soft skills than people realise with pitching. How you get information out of the client, and how you position yourself. And there's loads of learnings I got doing that. But it was really interesting because what all those agencies said to me, they said exactly the same thing. How can you get us in front of CMOs? And I said, well, do you know what? I mean, I know I've been a CMO, but I don't have. CMOs don't go down the golf course like you sales guys do, right? We don't have the Friday afternoon. There is no equivalent to that, right? I'm not just hanging out, with all these other CMOs. And I thought, how would I find a legitimate excuse to sit down with CMOs and talk about what I do? And then the podcast idea came to me.
Absolutely.
I thought, if I can create some value for other people that actually means I have an authentic reason to build a relationship with them, that I create value for them, going back to pitching really, if I can create some good value for CMOs and in return build a trusted relationship that may at some point lead to business, and that's the key thing, I think. Most people just go straight in with the hard sell. Instead, I've always believed that you create value for people first, and then when they're in the market for what you're selling, you'll be front of mind, they'll come back. So that was actually the reason I set the podcast up.